Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is have a look at masks. Masks can be quite varied, and they actually have a range of features. You can still get masks that have made of rubber, but nowadays the masks are made of silicone, and the silicone can come in a range of colours. You can get clear silicone, but often you will find now that it might be black, but it can clearly also be white and coloured as well. So the silicone tends to last better, and you can conform to the shape of your face better and crack less. So it's more durable and comfortable. You also have the mask strap as a feature. This one's just got a neoprene cover, but I'll pull that out. You don't have to have a neoprene cover, it just makes it a bit more comfortable to strip on and off. You can see the straps there. The straps are adjustable. So here they've got the buckle. Now the strap is to keep it on your head, but you shouldn't have to pull it too tight. Really, if the mask fits well, it should just be able to sit on your face, and I'll demonstrate that in a minute, but it should just be able to sit on your face and should be able to just breathe in your nose a little bit and it will stick on your face. So I'll demonstrate that. So you've got to make sure all your hair's out of the way when you're putting on your mask. And to see if a mask fits well, you hold it like this, you put it on the front of your face and just breathe in your nose, and you should be able to remove your hands and have it stay there. Like that. If a mask goes on like that and you can make it stay on your face just by sniffing in your nose, then it's actually a mask that fits your face well. Now what you'll find is if the mask doesn't fit your face well, and all the masks do have a slightly different brands, different models have a slightly different shape, different width, different nose size around here. So if it doesn't fit your face well, what will happen is it'll get a crease because of where your smile lines are or your creases on your face are, and that'll make a gap in here. And what happens, it'll go on and it'll just fall off again. Even if you sniff, it won't suck onto your face, and you need it to suck onto your face. And to get it off your face, you just have to breathe back out your nose and it'll release. But you're looking for that sort of bit where you breathe in your nose and it sucks to your face without needing the head strap. Now, if you were to actually put it on, you would obviously put the head strap on first and then pull it down and then know that it'll fit your face well. But you shouldn't need the head strap for it just to sit there. It should be able to sit there and not drop off if it fits properly. Snorkel masks all have something called tempered glass. Okay, so it's a little bit like car windshield glass, that when it breaks into little cubes rather than slithers, and that's just a safety protection. But you may see that written on the glass somewhere that says tempered glass. That means it's not going to be shards of glass near your eyes if anything should happen, not that that's likely to happen. The other key feature in a mask is that it has a nose on it, a neoprene nose. That's really important. You should never wear goggles, just the goggles that go around your eyes, snorkeling. And there's a reason for that, because as you go down in the water, the pressure of any airspace will be compressed. And what will happen is, even within your goggles, the airspace inside the goggles will start to be compressed, and it'll have a sucking effect and actually suck on your eyes, and you could do some damage to your eyes. Now, the benefit of having a mask with a nose in it is if you feel any suction on your face as you're diving down, or extra suction, you just breathe out your nose a little bit, and your nose breathes more air into your mask, and that reduces that pressure, so you won't hurt your eyes. So having a nose on your mask is a really important feature. Don't think you can go snorkeling with just a pair of swimming goggles, because if you do, you could potentially damage your eyes. The next feature we're going to look at is the snorkel and the snorkel keeper. So this is your snorkel. It's often attached on the left-hand side of your mask. There's a good reason for that, simply because snorkelers are also often divers, as in scuba divers, and when you're scuba diving, the regulators come around the right-hand side, and they don't want anything getting tangled with those regulators when you're scuba diving. So it's general practice that a snorkel will go on the left to make sure the right hand side is free for you to put a regulator in your mouth. Now the snorkel has to be held on with something, and often it's a clip. Now some of these clips are quite good. This one has a pivot on it, and you can actually squeeze this one and take the snorkel off quite happily. So that's quite a nice quality clip. Other ones don't. You can't necessarily remove the snorkel, and they don't have that pivot, and they do become a little bit problematic. Like this one, it's just a little plastic slip that goes on over the mask strap. Once again, these are okay. You do find if they don't have any give, they may break. And then you'll also have a snorkel keeper, which is just a rubber ring with a bit of rubber strap and another rubber ring, and you have to slide that down, put that around the mask, and then slide the other one up. And they have that leverage that you need. However, they are very much a pain to get on and off. But you can see them, they're just a bit like a figure of 8 with a bit of plastic or a bit of silicone between them. And you can slide those on, and that's another way of strapping your snorkel onto your mask. Nowadays, all snorkels tend to have a little cap at the end here to stop water flushing down your snorkel. If it's a bit wavy at all, so because you're breathing through the mouthpiece, you wouldn't want waves to knock water down there and have you breathe in some water. They have a mouthpiece here. Once again, the mouthpiece these days are made of silicone. You can get a range of shapes. Some of them have this little arch that sits on the roof of your mouth, makes it a bit more comfortable so you don't have to bite onto it with your teeth. Whereas this one, once again, is still silicone, but they sort of have these little nodules here that you need to bite with your teeth. You keep it in your mouth. It won't just sit there comfortably. The other thing most snorkels have these days is a purge valve at the bottom. Another mask here which probably shows it a bit better. It's just basically a little flap, a one-way flap, whereas if you breathe out here, it tends to blow the water out the bottom of the purge valve. Now that's quite helpful because otherwise you can still get snorkels without a purge valve where it's just a bit of plastic around here, and then you have to, if you've got water in your snorkel, you have to blow it all the way out the top. So people find it a lot more comfortable with it. Just as they breathe out naturally through their snorkel, it'll just purge the water out the bottom rather than having to do a hard blow like to really blow the water out the top. And sometimes you don't always get it all the way out the top. So you end up with water sitting in here. So the benefit of having that purge valve is it's constantly just flushing the water out. And of course it's a one-way stopper in there. You won't suck water back in. And if you've got a problem with a purge valve, you know it pretty quickly because it acts like a giant straw and you just breathe in water. So you're aware that there's a problem with your purge valve. So just to clarify, you can get a range of air valves at the top. So this part's called the barrel of your snorkel. Air valve at the top, mouthpiece at the bottom, purge valve at the bottom.